Yay. Hey,
Alright,
Jared,
there we go.
Yes.
look at the message I sent you and Lucas.
Look at the message you sent the two of us.
If it's more of memes like grilled cheese, I don't want to see it.
No.
Oh.
God damn it.
God damn it, me?
Yes. Butt
Listen,
finger.
it's the stupid jokes that I love.
That was beyond crazy. All right. So welcome back everyone to the campaign that we haven't played in well over a month. So,
wait, we're playing this? I'm still playing RE4.
We are, yeah. No, we are actually doing this
You know what?
for a change.
You know what? We can postpone it for another month just because Hidden Valley Ranch just announced ranch flavored ice cream.
Oh,
I saw someone eat that.
I heard about that. I was talking to Glenn about that. I
hate it.
I said he needs to do a video where he eats that and then eats vanilla ice cream covered in ranch.
Oh,
See if it tastes the same.
That hurts my stomach just thinking about it.
It sounds terrible. It sounds absolutely disgusting.
Like, I'm just trying to think, what could you even use it for anything? And the answer is nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, maybe you could use it for a very creamy ranch, but I'm like, no, because then as soon as it hits room temperature, it's going to be gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of it being ice cream. There's nothing you can use it for.
Yeah.
Are roles transferring over?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. I forgot to turn that on. I need my phone on. It's really sad, but the only place that I actually have the ability to start the app that moves the rolls over is on my whatchamacallit, my Stream Deck.
Oh.
It's like, you got a Steam Deck? That's cool.
No,
but
God,
no, that's way less exciting.
All right, there we go.
So we're at level 9, right?
No, you are at level
10.
7.
17.
Level 7. That is right. So, as a quick recap from last time, because like I said, last session was January 29th. So it's been about a month and a half.
The day before my birthday.
Yeah. So last session, the party was traveling towards the goblin stronghold of Karkaloak, and they crossed. You guys crossed an icy stream with the aid of Urard's plesiosaur that he was able to summon with that tin that smells of rotting fish.
It's a Lapras, get it right.
It's a Lapras, that's right. The party then arrived in Karkaloak. You were able to get in and speak with Yarbnock, who is the leader. Yarbnock showed the party while he was talking to you guys. They were kind of setting out food, and you were conversing. Some of you saw a large egg-shaped contraption or egg-shaped thing in his room. When you questioned him about that, he kind of got a bit defensive, explained that he found it during one of the raids that the goblins had done, that was near a wagon that they were raiding, and he picked it up and brought it back. It had a 9-digit, essentially, pin pad on there that lit up as you pressed it, making beeping noises, but unfortunately none of you were able to discern how to open it.
Smash it open.
Yeah, well, it was also made of metal and fairly heavy. In fact, the only one that was really able to move it around was Smith.
He smashes it open.
Yeah. But during the conversation, the party was able to very clearly tell that Yarbnock was wearing a disguise of some kind, that he appeared as if he was like wearing bits and pieces of metal. And he explained that, you know, the name Yarbnock meant ever gnawing. But when you questioned him about it, he became a little more defensive about that, tried changing the subject, but eventually you guys were able to get it out of him that he, in fact, was not a goblin, that he was, in fact, a gnome by the name of Spellix Romwad, who had been a part of who had been part of an expedition group up in the Sword Mountains a few years ago with some other gnomes, and unfortunately the party, or that group, was attacked by goblins. Most of them were killed and eaten, but Spellix was able to use his innate magic as well as his tinkering abilities to create the disguise to look like a goblin, and he's kind of been playing this role for the past few years, but with his intelligence he was able to elevate himself to the position of leader, but did have his suspicions that some of the members of the goblin tribe were catching on to his ruse. So he set up the peace treaty in order to get folks down there that would be willing to help him, and he beseeched you to help him escape because he no longer wanted to be there, and was also afraid of them killing him if he attempted to just run away.
And also, wasn't the seer kind of sort of onto him about that?
Yeah, she was the one, the seer was the one who was already kind of like, you know, suspecting him a little bit. So it was something that, you know, she was kind of, or he was feeling a lot of that pressure from her to really get the fuck out of there. As the party tried getting him out, you guys were approached by the warden of the camp, who was on the back of a warg, and you know, you weren't able to understand what they were saying, but there was some hostility because they thought you guys were trying to kidnap Yarbnock, and luckily Gerard was able to use calm emotions to get them to settle down so that you could at least get up to where your mounts were. At that point, once everyone was kind of readied up and Yarbnock was in position, you cast Darkness and Fog Cloud to create two blinded areas that you guys were able to drag Yarbnock away from, but that also set the goblins into action trying to chase you down. As you got back to that icy river, you were able to get back across it with the aid of the plesiosaur, and the plesiosaur was able to splash water and deter the goblins away from the stream, putting a sizable chunk of distance between all of you. You guys continued on your journey back towards, pull up the map here. My pen would work. You guys started your journey back from Carkaloak, making it back towards Bryn Shander, and you guys got to just a few miles outside of Bryn Shander by the evening when why is that calendar not signed in? You guys were able to get just a few miles outside of Bryn Shander before you had to rest, and so you guys set up your camp along the side of a cliff. And unfortunately, in the middle of the night, while the group was resting, you guys were attacked by crag cats.
No.
You trying to move your character?
No, I was trying to move the map.
Oh.
And I clicked on Smith and the owl. And I'm like,
gotcha. But yeah, so you guys, you know, did have your long rest interrupted after some time. So I know that we discussed it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Woo, you started to go through and actually spend the rest of this time, instead of resting, you actually went through and harvested the bits and pieces from the crag cats, figuring you would just rest later when you guys got back to Brainshander, I believe.
That's why I have one level of exhaustion.
Yes, because you basically just forewent it, and were spending all of that time harvesting the bodies of the crag cats.
Yeah.
So, the rest of you, though, you guys can pop a long rest, as we're gonna kind of shift to the morning.
Oh, I can't alter her character sheet.
That's fine. I got her.
Why not?
Because she didn't release it for me to claim.
That's fine. I got it. You can
All right,
still.
thank you.
Are you? Able
I
to
still have the character sheet up. It's saying I can click on roles and whatnot for it. No, it's not letting me do anything for her.
Okay. Hold
on. If I recall her login, or I could just steal it from her laptop.
Oh yeah, just sign in under her.
Yeah.
Password's
give me
password.
1 moment.
Say it on TV.
Stop telling everybody my passwords, damn it.
Woo, if you want, I will let you take I will let you account for a short rest.
Do I still have exhaustion?
You would still have exhaustion. Exhaustion only goes away when you long rest.
Okay.
So, but if you have anything that would come back on a short rest, for example, your hill rune, your cloud rune, and your action surge, plus you would also be able to roll hit dice.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Well, not everything. You don't get your giant's might back or your runic shield.
I got 2 of those. And I got
yeah.
more, maybe. Oh. 30. Cool.
Oh,
Take
nice.
short rest.
Jesus.
15 temp HP?
Yeah, 15 temp HP for everybody but Irver.
Is any of my sword charges or anything? My
Actually,
I lose inspiration after long rest, right?
correct.
Okay.
Do I lose it after a short rest?
You don't lose it after a short rest, no.
Okay.
Hey, Lucas, if she unassigns the character,
Yes,
won't that kick her out of the campaign?
Tell her.
Yeah, I think so.
Tell her to claim any one of the other 4 characters that are in there, either the Good Doctor, Kyra, or one of the 2 Ravenchucks. Tell her to claim one of those. Actually, tell her to claim one of the Ravenchuck ones, the level 6 one, because that's the one that.
Tell her to man up and play.
That's the one that Tarot can't access anymore. So tell her to claim that one, and then she can release Irver to you.
Tarot still owns both of the Ravenchucks.
Yeah,
It's deactivated, but I don't, because I can't even assign it to me.
All right, hold on. Son of a bitch. Nah, I see what you mean.
Because she does. Yeah. Fuck. Hold on, I can just go ahead and do an unassigned nothing character and just put it as placeholder.
Yep.
Huh.
All right.
Race, class, abilities, description, equipment. What's next? Done.
But yeah, Smith. Yes, 15 temp HP for everyone at dawn that has the Blessing of the Morning Lord version 2.
Yay.
We have updated our privacy policy.
You have none. Ha!
Ha!
Oh, yeah. I gotta do that, too.
There we go. I made just like the shittiest placeholder character ever.
No race artificer.
An Aracrocrod artificer.
That's fine. As long as you get the character over into your account.
Yep.
Fine.
I'm doing all that.
All right.
Continue. Just continue
uh,
with the game while I do
yeah.
all that.
So, like I said, you guys are just starting to wake up. Woo, I'm gonna say, like I said, you had that bit of a short rest. You were maybe like napping there, while whoever was taking second watch was was starting to wake up from their long rest, and the sun is just starting to come up over the hill. You can see your axe beaks are now starting to rise and kind of like explore around a bit, pecking at the ground, trying to get some grass and feed into them. But you guys are all up and active, as well as Spellix. Spellix is also up and around.
Who'd be Spellix?
I just don't have a token on there for him, but Spellix is he's the guy that you guys rescued. There he is.
A lottery winner?
No, that guy died.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, the goblin.
Yeah, this guy, Spellix Romwad, the gnome disguised as a goblin, but he's no longer in that disguise anymore. He does just kind of look like your, run-of-the-mill, bog standard gnome, just still wearing, he's wearing everything but the mask.
Gotcha. And I'm going to assume that Woo's going to be questioning him the entire trip up until this point.
Sure, what did you want to question him about?
Just like, what's his profession? What does he want to do with his life?
Hold on, where are we going again?
You guys were heading back to Bryn Shander. That was your because you guys left Bryn Shander, given the mission of the peace and diplomacy with the goblin tribe.
Yeah, because we were gonna head back to Bryn Shander, and then we were gonna attempt to go to the lake during the new moon to see what we can essentially fuck up.
Yeah,
Are we gonna check out where the egg was, or no?
That is a thing that you can do in
Where's
time.
that?
Let me pull up the big map. Let me get rid of Spellix's face on the screen. There you go. So yeah, the egg is just south of Dugan's Hole. So, like I said, shut the fuck up. Why won't it let me?
Why can't I? There we go. I'm like, I can't grab it and move it.
There we go. Yeah, you guys are basically like right about here. Like I said, you're maybe just like, a mile or so, like a mile or two outside of town. It just got so incredibly late for all of you that you had to rest. But like I said, you guys are just outside of Bryn Shander. And on top of that, the egg, where the egg was found, was down south of where Dugan's Hole was, but then to the left of where you guys are, where that other red pin is, that is where the map that you guys had found on one of the guys that attacked you back on your journey there.
Yeah, that's where Jared needs to go.
Yes, so this is the region, or this is the area where where they had like a hideout. So it was around that same area.
Yeah, because the note I had said about going during the new moon, and I thought that's what we said we were gonna do, was go during the new moon.
Well, the new moon has already passed.
Oh, or not the new moon, the full moon.
Right, the full moon would be in roughly about a week.
Yeah, because I knew they said that they wanted me there for one of the things, and we agreed that we were going to go there, but on our own terms.
Yes, Calyrex back
He
a
wanted
while
new
ago.
moon.
He wanted you to go there during the new moon.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to
The
go on
worst of
during
the Twilight films.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to go
Right.
during the full moon and fuck shit up.
Sure.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So, where would you guys? So after you, just so I kind of have like a mind about myself. When you guys get up to Bryn Shander, do you have a plan on where you guys want to go after that?
Space magic.
Okay, space magic.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with that as long as we can like get to that place in a week.
Oh wait, no. Hold on. Actually, no. Calyrex wants you at that at where that map leads on the full moon.
Oh, okay. So he wants me there on the full moon, and they're trying to
double check my notes. I felt like something was wrong. Yes. So the map that he gave
reverse. I was right.
Right. The map that he gave you, the map that he gave you that showed a twisting kind of shape that matched this river. There was an X right up here, and that he told you to go there. That there was some kind of structure that was here, that it was like kind of giving you the guidance to go in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah. So
wait, are they? So what's in a week? Is it the full moon that I'm supposed to be there for, or is it the new moon that I missed?
It's the full moon that you're supposed to be there for. That Calyrex wanted you to be there.
Okay. We have a week for that.
Right.
Okay.
So you guys have some time.
Okay. Yeah, I'll explain to the group that my deity is saying I have to be there in a week during the full moon.
What's a D&D?
Deity, God, the man that pays my magical bills.
Oh.
My sugar daddy.
Oh. Your healthcare corporation, I see.
Yeah, pretty much.
Terrible.
All
right, so after you guys get to Bryn Shander, you want to head down to where that egg is, or is that what you guys were saying?
I'd like to.
I'm cool with that. As long as we can do it all within a week of get there, Bryn Shander, and to the lake within a week.
So we're taking this egg with us everywhere we go, right?
Yeah, I mean, Smith.
I don't think he's like. Oh, Smith has. Oh yeah,
Smith currently
have it loaded on.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you had it with you. It was loaded onto. It was loaded onto old Smithy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a thing. Now he is very. Spellix is very like, interested in it. He wants to know what's in it. He wants to open this thing up. So he is definitely. He's definitely not really letting this thing out of his sight.
Is he just trying to brute force this way, like as we travel? Is he just trying to?
So most of the time traveling up from Carkaloak, he was more just focused on like staying on the back of the axe beak and like not falling off, but also like making sure that the egg wasn't going. But yes, in his spare time, he is definitely like, investigating this thing and like checking it out and looking at it. So there is that aspect of it. All right, cool. So we will say that you guys pack up your camp and start making your way back north towards Bryn Shander. Now, traveling across, the general snow, you guys do have your axe beaks. You are able to make it there in just about an hour or so. So it's nothing too crazy. You guys are getting there in fairly early morning. And we'll put you down here on the southwest gate. So you guys come up to the gate. As always, Bryn Shander, this high settlement on a hill surrounded by these large oaken tree palisade. As you pull up to the gate, you can see that there are people kind of like, just starting to make their way out, hunters and whatnot, starting to go out for the day. So you do see, though, a familiar face. You recognize the door guardsman here as Ragrum Braunhold. And he sees all of you coming up in and, gives you a nod, kind of more in Grof's direction as a fellow dwarf.
Was this our drinking buddy?
Yes. And he kind of looks at all of you and says, "Hey, well, I picked up a straggler out there."
Just the wee one.
Aye.
Was that a racist remark there, boy?
Is he shorter than you?
Is he shorter than me?
Spellix is shorter than you.
Tolerate that kind of talk. But yeah, we did pick someone up.
All right. Well, just be careful out there, You know what we dealt with recently. Those damn bastards from Targos.
Interesting enough, this is the guy that we wanted to go get to try and make peace with the goblins. So,
Aye.
it's a weird story. This is the leader of the goblins, or used to be the leader. Who he turns and looks at him. And goes,
Spellix, yeah.
"Yes, Alex. Did we kidnap you?"
He kind of looks at you as, "I was not kidnapped. I am here to discuss the peace treaty." At this point, you guys realize that Spellix has put his mask back on, and now has the disguise once again.
Ah, gotcha.
Says,
Yeah,
I am here to speak upon my tribe and a peace treaty between us so that we may continue living our way of life, but that we would not have to attack travelers on the road.
Yeah, what he said.
Your companions were taking me to Townspeaker.
Yeah. That's what we were doing.
Yep.
All right. So with that, Ragrum says, "All right. Well, like I said, just be careful and all. We're finally starting to get things back together around here. Been spending a good few hours cleaning up the place. So we're finally starting to get back into our strength. But I believe Speaker Shane should be over at her hall. So you guys head
that's
over
where
there?
we're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head up the main, the main path leading up through Bryn Shander. You can see that as you're traveling up, it's still fairly dark out, but people are kind of going about right now. They loaded up with lanterns and whatnot. But there is kind of like a raised eyebrow from a number of folks towards Spellix, who is currently in his Yarbnock persona. And, he's kind of like looking around and trying not to bring, really any attention to him as possible. But you guys are able to head up to the town hall, and as you step inside, you can see there's not nearly as many folk in here as there were the last time that you were here. There's a lot of people kind of huddling in here for warmth and shelter. You can still see that there are a few people that are displaced, but it's maybe about 25% of what it was before. and you can see Duvessa Shane, the town speaker, standing there next to her sheriff, Markham Southwell. Just for reference, there is Duvessa Shane and there is Sheriff Markham Southwell. So as they walk in, they do see you, and you kind of catch you guys catch their attention.
All right. You said the town speaker's not with them.
No, she is. Yeah.
Oh, she's
is there.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and walk up to her and be like, "Hey, so we brought the goblin leader to talk to you about the tribe, but we need to speak in private because it's an interesting case, to say the least."
Sure. She sees Yarbnock standing behind you. He kind of steps out, presents himself. As soon as he does this, you see Markham, Sheriff Southwell. He kind of like sidesteps a little, has his hand like poised right above his longsword, and kind of raises an eyebrow to all of you.
I would say you probably best would keep your sword. Oh,
It's
she.
like I said, it's an interesting case. Let's talk in private.
Oh, I don't like this. All right, well.
Oh, you can join us for the safety of the town speaker.
Well, believe me, I wouldn't be letting her go in there with none of y'all without me. So he turns to the town speaker and says, "Miss Shane, after you," and kind of gestures her off towards her office, and he gestures all of you to go before him.
I will walk in.
Okay. So, assuming the rest of you head in as well, you take a seat in the same office that you did before whenever you first received this mission and spoke with Duvessa about, or town speaker Shane, about the lottery. The last time that you were here with her was in more heated spirits, to say the least. But as you all sit down,
some babies.
Yeah. As you all sit down, you can see that. Why is it still showing Sheriff Southwell? Oh, there, damn it! I hate when it does this. Clicked off and it never did. So you guys all take some of the chairs that are in there. You have a seat, and Yarbnock stands before the desk. He does not take a seat, but Duvessa sits behind her desk in this large wooden chair, and Sheriff Southwell stands to her flank. And it is then that town speaker says, "So, I am under the impression from your letter that you are aiming to have a peace accord with our town." She looks up at him, and you see that he nods, like with a big nod, and then she looks at the rest of you and says, "Was there an agreement that was able to be reached?"
This is the part where it gets
Whoa.
complicated. Everard will look at him and be like, "Dude, do you want to like show them? Because nothing's gonna change now."
If you
That
don't, I will.
All right. So you see Yarbnock pulls back the mask, ending the disguise self spell and kind of revealing the more makeshift nature of his disguise. Duvessa has this very shocked look on her face, whereas Sheriff Southwell's face is more of annoyance and also a bit of shock. And you see that as he's like reaching to pull off his mask and like things are kind of shifting on him, that Sheriff Southwell does have his hand. He has one hand on his long sword on the side and the other on a short sword on his other hip, as he is like preparing just to be able to defend Speaker Shane. But he takes off the mask, revealing his gnomish nature underneath, and says to Speaker Shane, I apologize for deceiving you. I am Yarbnock, the one known as Yarbnock. My name is Spellix Romwad. I was a member of an expedition number of years ago through the Sword Mountains that was attacked. I have posed myself as the leader of the Karkalok encampment for some years as a means of survival. But with the recent weather and issues we face here in the Dale, those at the camp have become more restless, and my identity was at stake, as would be my life. And you see that as he's saying this, the speaker is listening to him, and then she kind of like looks up at all of you with this like quizzical look of almost in like her eyes. You can see she's saying like is this serious? Is this real?
Yeah, this is all
Very much
real.
so.
We discovered this when we arrived there, and we essentially saw through his disguise, and he explained all of this to us and so forth. So that's why I said it's complicated.
She looks at him and says, so there is no peace treaty between us and the goblins. And Sheriff Southwell says, well, I figured as much. Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't think this was going to end up that way anyway. And Speaker Shane
It's
says,
definitely differently than I expected.
Speaker Shane says, so what is it that you want? And Spellix looks at her and says, well, in fact, I would just like to, I wanted to escape there. I believed that some of them were starting to suspect my disguise. I am simply looking to get back to my previous life as much as I can.
Which was what again?
I was an artificer, a tinkerer.
Oh.
But I am I have a lab down in Luskin that I do not know the fate of at this point, and I would like to return there to learn what has happened. But first there is the matter of this situation. Just kind of like, and he like gestures to like everything going on around. And at this point, Sheriff Southwell says, well, Miss Shane, like I told you, the worst we could have expected out of this is basically 99% of what was going to happen. We're still in the same position we were. We're going to be dealing with goblins down there, and losing half of our business from, or losing parts of our business from that, and well, we're just going to have to deal with that. But If this gnome was supposedly the leader of the goblins, you, sir, have committed a number of atrocities against the people of 10 towns. You understand that. I have within every right of myself to place you under arrest as a as a criminal against the towns. And he kind of looks at all of you and says, are you willing to vouch for this man's innocence in this, or what is your role with this gnome at this point?
Well, since technically he's a gnome and not a goblin, as you know,
Was disguised as a goblin and led the goblins.
supposedly
Could we argue to pass the blame onto a different goblin who's probably going to be the new leader and wants him specifically dead? Just so he could attempt to get back to his life?
That doesn't let me put anyone to justice today now, does it?
I mean, after being in the goblin area and so forth, I don't think he had much say of what the goblins did. He was just kind of the
he was
person that
also
they kept
telling us
there.
that they just did whatever they wanted to do a lot of the times as well. There was
See,
no telling them whether, hey, don't do this, or hey, go do this. They just were like, hey, we're starving, we're gonna go ransack stuff.
you see that Spellick says, yes, I did not really have control over them. They just kind of did as they wanted to. So he's like trying to like nod his head as convincingly as possible with that. And he says, but the one that they did listen to, her name was Manafek.
Wasn't that the seer that you told us to be very wary of?
Yes. A lot of the goblins there looked to her for her clairvoyant abilities. When, with my departure, I am sure she will stand to the rank of leader. And he kind of like gestures to Sheriff Southwell and says, she will be the one that will be leading them from there. What her plans are, I would not know.
And pretty much the one who was leading them while he was in charge.
You see, Sheriff Southwell kind of takes a deep breath. You know, he has his hands on the hilts of his swords. Look, and as before he says anything, see that Speaker Shane raises her hand to stop him, and she says, what Sheriff Southwell was about to say is that we appreciate the information that you were all able to get us. If we know who it is that is leading these goblins, we can place a bounty on the head and offer some amount to put an end to this.
As soon as she says this, Wu's ears kind of perk up.
Okay.
Bounty?
Well,
And then kind of scratches his head and looks back at everybody else and kind of waits till she finishes.
she says, well, I cannot say that a bounty will solve our issues. She looks down at Spellix and says, if she is displaced from her position, would another take their role? And you see Spellix just kind of nods. And she says, I understand. Then we will need to potentially put a bounty out on the goblins in general. A peace count, if you will. I wished it would not need to come to this, but I feared, I hoped beyond hope that this peace treaty would have been a thing, that we would have been able to avoid this, but I feel this might be our only opportunity to amend this moving forward. She looks over at Sheriff Southwell and says, I will make my final decision later, but begin drafting up terms of a bounty for goblin heads that are from raiding parties along the 10 trails. If we are able to afford it, we can offer, say, 2 gold a head. And he nods and says, well, miss, well, ma'am, I will check the treasury, and I'll see what I am able to reach out to my fellow militiamen in the other towns. I know that they are dealing with goblins as well, so...
Woo's gonna kind of raise up his hand and be like, there's a potential chance we might be going back south again.
Well,
I get first dibs on that.
I mean, it's gonna be a standing thing. If we're dealing with goblins, since this peace treaty did not resolve itself, and seemingly, I presume, you didn't slaughter the entire group down there, and even if you did, there's probably still some roaming the dale. We're still gonna have goblins to deal with, so it's gonna be more of a standing bounty, a license to kill, if you will. But
Fair.
it is going to be under the precedence of it being the raiding goblins. He kind of like rolls his eyes when he says that, as Duvessa Shane speaks up again and says, yes, because there are goblins within the Dale that are our allies, and we do not want to indiscriminately attack them. So there will be a standing order. I will decree it in a few hours. But if you would like to be notified, she's looking at you at this point, Wu. She says, you said you are going to be heading south sometime?
I believe that's potentially our next goal.
Okay, well, if you are still in town within the next few hours, I will have that prepped and ready, and I will inform you of what the standing bounty is, and then you may proceed from there. And at this point, Sheriff Southwell says, all right, well, now that that's resolved, he kind of looks down at Spellix, who's standing there quietly with his mask, kind of like held to himself. He says, all right, consider yourself lucky today, but I want you out of my town before nightfall. And Spellix says,
Excuse me.
well, I will be traveling south through the raiding lands. If they find me, I will surely die. Would you happen to have any provisions, protections, or an escort that would be afforded? And Sheriff Southwell says, I'm giving you the graces of not kicking you out of my town right now for everything that you've done. I'm willing to, by the name of Duvessa Shane, my townspeaker, willing to put your crimes onto the head of that Manafek that you mentioned. You got off very easy. So the fact that I am not standing here tying you up to the gallows and executing you for your crimes is a gift enough. Now, I suggest...
Blue's gonna kind of look at him and be like,
Mm-hmm.
well, can you give... He'll travel with us, and we'll go south in the morning. Can you accept that? And I will keep... And we'll say, I will keep an eye on him as he is in town and everything like that.
Sheriff Southwood goes to speak, but Duvessa Shane raised her hand again, and she says, that will be fine. He has provided us with information that is going to be valuable for us in the future, and will hopefully in time put an end to the situation that has befallen us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, unless there is something else that we need to discuss, I must get back to the matter of finding placement for these folk.
What folk?
The folks that are their houses, their lodgings are still in disrepair from the attack we befell.
Those people.
Yes, the ruffians from Targos.
Gotcha. Okay.
Speaking of which, she looks over at you, Gerard, and says, I received a missive for you.
Okay.
And she reaches into her desk and she pulls out a piece of paper that is sealed with a wax seal on it. And as she hands it to you, you can see that the wax seal has the symbol of the flying snake.
Great. This probably has to do with the fact that I have a bounty on my head. He wants me to be captured. God only knows. As he's mumbling this, he takes the letter and he breaks the wax seal to open it.
Okay. As you open it, there is a bit of a magical shimmer, and nobody else can hear this. But Gerard, you hear a voice in your head that you instantly recognize as the voice of townspeaker Nerith Maxildenar. And he says, well, aren't you a sly one? I would have thought I would have got you that last time, but I see that you snuck out from under me. Why don't we quit playing this game of cat and mouse? There's something we need to discuss. Time is running out, Gerard, and we have to put our differences aside if you wish to live. And then as soon as you hear that, you hear a strange noise, kind of like as if this was like him recording this. You hear this like strange kind of like mechanical, almost like I guess mechanical would be like the best thing, but this like very like unnatural clanking sound in the background. And he says, you can come to Targos. That would be the easiest. But if you wish to keep on the run, I will find you. I have connections all over the place. Till I see you, Gerard. And then as soon as he says, as soon as you hear that, the letter starts to burn from the bottom up very quickly, almost as if it was like flash paper.
Okay. Erard will relay the information to all of them and say, so yeah, we might have to go to Targos, or apparently it's no longer dead or alive, and it will just be dead. He says this with the sheriff there and all that and whatnot, because if I recall, he made mention how he has bad standings with town speaker Nerith, and they
have a distaste of him. They're also aware that the people that came and caused, you know, the kerfuffle and ruckus in Brynshand are literally like destroying people's houses, originated from Targos. So, and you know, have connections to town speaker Maxildenar.
Yeah. So do you guys essentially want to go have a showdown in Targos? Because that's what this sounds like.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
You sounded very distant there.
Yeah, you were very far away.
I want to check out the egg.
I want to check out the egg too, but I also don't want to be hunted all the way down, and then we come back and find out that they gathered more people to hunt us dead.
Hunt you dead.
Hunt you dead, not us, you.
Love yo.
The entire D&D group is now encouraging my suicide. All right, I see how it is.
Well, I guess is the D.
Again?
Yeah.
Where's Targos compared to where we're?
So Targos.
And where the egg's there, Targos is there.
Yeah. So Targos. Hold on. Let me see here.
I mean, it's technically heading towards the egg. No, never mind. It's going up. It would be heading towards the
it's definitely
the.
Sorry,
I saw the little blue D20. I'm like, yeah, that's Targos. No, it's
no. So basically, Targos.
As DM.
Yeah, Targos is about 3 miles. So it would take you guys, roughly about, you know, an hour or two to get there. Going
there again, just confront the town speaker.
Pretty much, because that's what it said. He said to come to Targos, and we need to put aside our differences. So I'm assuming that means this is the final confrontation, the final countdown.
Okay, but I need to get a shield before we do that.
You grab a shield.
Yeah.
Okay. There is, in fact, there is the ever watchful Black Iron Blades with Garn the Hammer and his definitely not a wife but sister Elza.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're the ones that have only just recently gotten back into business because Ravenchuck was able to fix their kiln, their forge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, blacksmith, Black Iron Blades.
Yeah, because you guys also have, if you remember,
discount.
That is right. You guys have a discount there.
Yeah, boy. Is my jerky ready yet?
In fact, it would not. In fact, it would be. It would be.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm gonna go pick that up.
All right.
And go sell shit.
Okay. So sounds like the group is heading across the town square to go over to the Black Iron Blades.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way over there. As you are crossing over the main area, or actually, as you guys are leaving the town speakers hall, you see a familiar face actually standing out front, where you guys rested your axe beaks, and it is Geisel Greens, the owner of the Axe Beaks stables. As he,
that's right. We were supposed to hand them back. Oops.
As he comes up, he looks at you guys walking out of the town hall and says, "Oh, hey, good to see all of you. I was informed by one of the doormen that a group had returned with some of my axe beaks, said that they were heading up to the town hall. I was coming up to meet you. How was the trip? Was everything all right? Fruitful in the endeavors that you were seeking?"
Somewhat, you could say.
It led to some very interesting things. The axe beaks were a great help, though.
Well,
Very much.
I'm glad to hear that. They are an asset, and I care for them deeply. He kind of, you see that he has, kind of taken a look at all of them as you were walking out. He was looking over Azure. He says, "Yes, I can see that they got a few, little bit of dirt and whatnot, built up, a few scratches here and there, but, nothing that can't buff out."
Buff.
So, I guess that brings me to my next question.
42.
42?
42.
For fuck's sakes.
Sure.
Ignore him. Ignore him.
Well, if that is your answer, mine would be, what is how much are you willing to pay for these plus 8 gold? Because my question was going to be, if you have grown akin to the axe beaks, I am willing to sell them if you are willing to purchase.
I'm broke. I only have 14 gold.
So Woo's gonna kind of look out and be like, "Unfortunately, it looks like we are gonna be unable to buy them as a individual, because we're not that wealthy of a adventuring group. But
the Dale doesn't really pay heroes well.
right.
How much for the lot of them?
Yeah, would you be able to do a bulk
For the
deal?
lot, would be 200 gold. Well, I would say 180 to give you a bit of a discount.
And that's what, 4, 5?
That would be for 4 of them, yes.
Yeah.
And I, would include the bridles, the saddle and whatnot that you have been using with them as well.
I'm checking to see if I even have anything to trade them, and I really don't.
Hey, the man, Woo.
Woo's gonna try to talk him down a little bit.
Okay, what are you saying to him?
Would you be able to do 170? And I will tell everybody where I have gotten these beautiful beasts from, so that they would be able to come and visit your shop and be able to purchase them.
Roll persuasion check.
I don't know where persuasion is.
It's Yeah, it's just below your PP. It's below your perception and performance.
There's a lot of things below my PP.
I'm like, wait, no, my penis check is my last thing.
That's true. You do have the penis check. Which I love that it's based on your dexterity and not your constitution. Like, you know, I guess you can like rub something hard enough that it eventually feels good, but this is why I have to list on YouTube that this show isn't for kids.
But then again, I don't roll it that often.
I know.
And nobody sees my character sheet other than me and you.
Yeah, no, that's funny. So he looks at you and says, "Oh, would you be willing to do 175?"
He's gonna kind of look at you and be like, do you have two of them that are a mating couple?
Oh, here it goes. Wanting to breed them.
Right now, I do. But the one is currently in its egg-laying season. So I have no intention of selling that or any of the eggs at the moment. Let me rephrase that. I have a buyer for the eggs already. But come next season, there is always room for discussion, and there's always room for bidding on them.
Fair enough.
If you are interested in getting into the art of axe beak husbandry, I can inform you if I hear of any available mating pairs, or if there is any females, or within a reasonable range.
That works for me. And if you are able to do that and able to cut down the price of that pair, then I would be willing every other egg that would come from the female, I would be willing to give to you in payment.
Well, I in general have a supply that I am able to account for.
Okay.
But this does not mean that you may not have buyers in other towns. As they do often purchase from me, but there is another Axebeak stable over in East Haven, as well as one in Caer-Dineval.
We haven't been to Caer-Dineval, have we?
No, you have not.
Okay. And how come I've never heard about the one in... Have we been to East Haven?
Nope.
We've been to East... Oh?
Nope. If you look at the big map right now, East Haven is the place you guys have to go to in order to start heading over to the Goliath Valley.
Gotcha.
That's also where that where you heard that rumor about a or you got the bounty.
The with the scar across his face with a hook.
Exactly, yeah. Which was south of there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So
yeah.
75. Right. He looks over the saddles and everything, makes sure that he has there's nothing on there that shows as his property at that point. And he kind of looks at each one of them and says, "All right, well, you're off on your own now. these are your new masters, and I wish you the best, and may your feet be the fleetest that they can be.
Hold on. Let me help you out with that, Woo. With the cost and everything. You want to go halvesies on that?
Do you have that much, Smith?
I do.
All right. So each one
Yeah.
of you would be paying 87 gold and 5 silver.
Okay.
I didn't realize Smith had that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh, okay, more shit I gotta pay for. Okay, here you go.
I'm sorry. How much silver?
5. 87 gold, 5 silver.
What can you tell me? Can you tell me more about these creatures in regards to maybe how much they can carry? Because I'm a hefty guy, and also he's already carrying quite a load.
Yes, most axe beaks, especially in their prime of their life, can carry roughly around 400 to 450 pounds at any given moment. Sturdy creatures. They have been compared to mules that you would find further down south, but their splayed toes allows them to move better across the snow. It's why you will more often find axe beaks as a means of transportation here in the Dale.
Would we be able to attach some sort of like wagon or something? Out of game, we don't have like a what is it called?
A wagon or a cart?
Holding.
Oh, a bag of holding?
We don't have a bag of holding, do we? That we can fit the egg
No,
inside?
you guys do not have a bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like a wagon or something that we could put the egg on, and then I can also ride on the axe beak.
Well, let me see one thing here.
Smith's gonna make me spend more of my money.
It just needs like one, just for the egg. Imagine it's probably not too expensive.
Hold on. Why did I had this information actually somewhere else?
Because I keep asking you about it.
I know.
Lucas is like, all right, useful things that I thought I would never need ever.
Okay, not that. Gear, including and sleds.
I want a turtle ship. Why is a turtle ship a thing?
There we go. Yes. Those. All right, so Geisel will explain. Well, you can. It is common practice to you can attach a sled to it. I have some back at the stables if you are interested in purchasing those. Cost you 20 gold. They weigh about 300 pounds or so. So you figure that would lead you with a reasonable weight capacity for your axe beak of around 120 pounds on there.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Smith, let me know what your decision is.
So what's your plan, Smith?
Yeah, let's not worry about the wagon or the sled.
Sled? Okay. Yeah, because wagons are available, but they weigh about 400 pounds. So that would, like, if you had 2 axe beaks, that would be more, of an accommodation. But if you wanted to have the sled, that would essentially allow you to, have the axe beak pulling about 100 pounds behind it. But those are available, so if the time comes, you can definitely look into that.
Okay.
What was that? Can we turn a wagon into a sled? I'm sorry? I mean, yeah, I guess if you
Wait, don't we have that stupid little collapsible boat? Can't we go ahead and make the collapsible boat a sled?
Oh.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're telling me I can't have a boat and have it go across snow and ice? Look at him think about this now. He's like, oh shit, I forgot you had that.
No. I remember you have that. The thing is that the boat is 10 feet long, 4 foot wide, and 2 feet deep. It would weigh probably around as much as, if not more, than a wagon, considering the boat can hold like 4 medium creatures. And then the second form, it turns into a giant like galleon. So yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Did my tents get ruined? I think they did. I never took them out of my inventory, but they got ruined, right?
Yes, the one definitely got shredded.
Just one?
Yeah, the one that was on the right that was closer to the mountain actually did not get scratched up and whatnot. The one that was on the left did.
Okay. We should get another tent too, somewhere.
Well, you are heading over to the Black Iron Blades, where there is the general store, the adventuring supplies.
Oh, did we figure out what these things eat?
Oh, like grain, feed.
Okay.
It can be bought at most like general stores. I'm not going to be picky about that. So I'll say that they're able to like kind of peck at the ground during a rest enough to just at least like make them not hungry. But you will have to like account for some amount of food for them.
Lucas, I see your boat on land, and I raise you this.
Raise me what? Where am I gonna look at this?
It's just in the Rime of the Frostmaiden.
What am I?
It's my favorite GIF.
Yeah, oh god, from the Valhalla anime. Yeah. Arguably, yes. If you had a team of maybe, say, 16 to 20 Viking-sized men carrying a warship down a hill, sure.
Hey Smith, can we get your Goliath tribe?
or wait, what was it? There was that one game, Valheim, where they would there was a glitch where you could like have a boat go down a mountain or something. Like if you built a boat at the top of a giant mountain, you could build essentially a sled to like launch it off of there. Unfortunately not the resources you guys have. But like I said, because Aaron messaged me about turning a wagon into a sled, it wouldn't be out of the question. It would just take time and resources, and would probably just yield you like one reasonable sled and probably like a shittier one, just because you're kind of like disassembling a wagon to form it into something else. Not saying it'd be out of the question, but it would probably be more of a crafting role or something like that. All right, so you guys can head over to the Black Iron Blades. This is that combination shop and smithy standing just north of the main square. So when you guys enter in, you see the owners, Garn, who is he's a dwarf, much like Groff, bald head, large mutton chops, has like a giant apron on the front that he carries all of his tools in, and standing at the counter, kind of taking an inventory of everything, you see his sister, Elza, again, likewise a dwarf, who has dark hair and kind of like striking features, and kind of bears a scowl. She kind of got that like resting dwarf face. But when they see you walking in, they have a good spirit about themselves and say, "Oh, how you doing? It's been a bit since we've seen you."
Good things. Are you talking to us, right?
Yeah. What brings you? Yeah. What brings you by?
I would like to get a sturdy tent that holds lots of people. Hold a couple people.
Sturdy tent that holds a lot of people. All right. Well, looks over at Elsa and says, "Oh, you got something for them." She kind of mulls about a bit and says, "Yeah, I can help you out with that. How many folks are you looking for it to fit? Are you looking for a 2-person tent, or what exactly are you aiming for?"
The ones I have now hold about 4 people. They're pretty weather resistant. Definitely need something that can hold up during a storm. High winds and whatnot.
I see. Well, I could. I have two tents right now. Each one of them can sleep 2. But I do have some canvas available, and I could go about trying to stitch them together and make one that's bigger if you're wanting that. Or I could just sell you these 2, and she kind of points over to the corner where you see a large bundle, 2 large bundles sitting next to one another, very clearly just rolled up tents.
Yeah, I'll kind of just shrug and... Yeah, how much?
Well, and you see that he, Garn looks over and says, "Remember, they get the family discount." She's like, "Oh, sure. Be 32 gold for the 2 of them."
What's he paying for, or what's he selling?
He's buying 2 2-person tents.
Ah. Ooh.
I'll look at Will.
Everard says, "I can chip in 10 gold."
I'm gonna look at you and be
this?
like, Craig Cat pelts. I got 5.
Oh, he's gonna try and bring the price down with the crag cat pelts. Okay.
All right. What are you? And he Elza says, I get you. What condition are they in?"
Great question.
That is a great question, because
she'll go ahead and take a look at them. And how many do you have? You said you had 5.
5.
Okay. Well,
do you want me to roll new rolls for condition?
do me a favor. Just roll a straight D20.
I don't know if that's possible.
Just roll a 20.
Yeah, just
What?
in the bottom.
What do you mean it's not possible?
Bottom left corner. Just click
The
that
D20's
die.
not straight.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Beat you in the dick.
There he goes again.
All right, so 10. All right. She's kind of taking a look at all of them. Says, well, you did good to not shred them when you killed the things, but they are
Getting better.
They are, yes, well, they are a bit worn and not really the cleanest ones I've seen. Well, but they will do. And you're looking to offload all 5 of them.
Correct.
Well, then how's about we can do 10 gold a piece on them. That would put me owing you 18 gold on the whole deal.
I'm okay with that.
All right. She goes over, grabs the 2 tents, sets them in front of Smith, and heads over and grabs the 5 cragcat hides and sets them on a counter in the back of the store, and then goes over and gets you your change. And as she hands it to you, she gives you a nod and drops you in 2 extra gold. So she gives you a total of 20 gold.
Thanks, Will.
Yay. Not a problem.
Do you want me to carry him, or I can carry him for you if you'd like?
The 2 tents?
Yeah.
They're your tents.
Well, there are tents.
That sounds like communist propaganda to me.
So what's it called? Just tent?
Yeah, if you go under your inventory, you can search up tent.
Person.
You'll see 2 tent 2 person. Yeah, you have 2 of those. She does look at you, Wu, and she says, just if you keep an eye out, you find some more of these pelts, can make actually good tents out of them if you learn the craft a bit. You need a bit of walrus blubber though. It helps line the inside. That's what we use here to line all the inside of our tents is the fat of a walrus.
I walk up to him holding the fat of a walrus.
he literally unmuted as soon as you said walrus.
I know, I saw that.
As soon as
I just
hear
have
walrus,
this. You can't ask questions. I just have this.
Yes, well, if you have some, it actually makes for excellent insulation. If you ever find yourselves in a situation where where you need
in my experience, it's also a fine lubricant.
Can't imagine a situation you find yourself using that, but I guess. But if the situation ever calls for it, she goes behind the counter and she pulls out what essentially looks like a kind of heavy duty sewing kit. She says, "I'll sell you this for 2 gold, and if you use some of that walrus fat, you can actually patch most tears and wear on these tents with that. Just a bit of pelt, if you have something, could be anything, elk, cragcat, it could be just the walrus hide itself, but heat it up on there and sew it straight onto the patch. Might smell for a couple days, but it'll eventually go away and mostly repair your woes."
Repair our what?
Woes, as in like the problems.
Gotcha. Okay. Wu's gonna kind of ask, what would you recommend and think would be the best pelt to make a tent out of?
The best pelt to make a tent out of, I would say giant elk.
Okay.
It's
So
thick.
is that why you would pay more for moose and elk hide or elk leather?
Sure thing. What you have to think about is crag cats are hunters, so they're constantly out there getting scuffed up and damaged and whatnot, and while they survive, oftentimes actually getting their pelts, they're a bit miffed up. Whereas elk, while they do have their own they do have their own scars at times, their hide is very thick, and it's also very sturdy, but on top of that, it's also very you don't have to take a whole lot off of the outside of it, whereas crag cat, you sometimes have to shave down that first layer of all the dirt and debris that they carry around with them. So a lot thicker than giant elk, which is a little bit more manageable.
Fair enough.
But I mean, crag cat hide though makes good armor though. So
Yeah, I'll buy that little kit, and if would know how to make like make a tent?
I don't know if Wu can look at a tent. It's more that if you wanted to make like a full-on tent, you would have to like skin the elk, tan it, turn it into actually like canvas
Leather.
to make it work. What she's referring to, and kind of the guidance that she's giving, is if you need to repair them, you can make a quick patch using the hide of an elk or a crag cat, or something out in the dale.
Gotcha.
Even fox hide, it's not very thick or anything like that, but you could use it to like patch a tear or something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at Smith and be like, is that something we want?
Sure.
All right, I'll pay the 2 gold for it.
Oh, you.
All right, so you have essentially it's a leather sewing kit.
That's not my forte.
Much like the one that I have somewhere in my room, and I don't remember where.
Leather. It's not going to be on here, is it?
No, that's not a thing.
So do you want me to just put leather working tools?
You can just put you just put leather working tools. That's exactly it. Yeah, it is basically that.
Got it.
So.
And then Wu's gonna look at her and be like, my order of jerky done yet?
Oh, yes. Finally got back from the smoker. I forget exactly how much. I know you had it recorded, though.
32 pounds.
Yep. So go ahead and add to your inventory 32 pounds of crag cat... Or no, it was Yeti jerky. Yeah, 32 pounds of Yeti jerky. I think we
just ended up doing just mixed meat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Think,
yeah, because you had crag cat in there as well.
Crag cat, Yeti. It was like all sorts of meats, and we're like, you know what? Just 32 pounds jerky.
Yeah. So I'm assuming 16 plus 32, 48. You know what? I'm going to give them 3 pounds of it.
Oh, okay.
Just so that I have 45.
When you say that, you see Garn's eyes light up and says, well, I'll be damned. I was kind of hoping that I might get to try that. Elsa just, rolls her eyes and looks over at Wu and says, I've been telling him that he's not allowed to touch it as it was for a customer, but he's been eyeing it up ever since we got it back.
Yeah, I would imagine it with that much jerky going in and out that somebody would have their eyes on it.
Yeah, lots of. Yeah, the friend that smokes them, he surprised the meat that you had, but yeah, everything came back all right.
Yeah. That's rations. We just decided to go with rations rather than just meat, correct?
Yeah, just because it was easier to track.
All right. Well, because I still have 35 rations. I have a lot of food.
You do. Also, most of it is just like raw meat. So a portion of that is probably festered.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to assume some of the rations that I have. So 35 divided by 2. So I'm going to say 15 of that is gone bad, so I have 20.
I'm all right with that. Yeah, it says most meats start to go bad 1 to 2 days, if not cooked or cured.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that.
So I'm going to give them 10 of the rations that I have.
You mean the jerky that you just got, or the stuff that you just got from the Crag Cats?
Just got from the Crag Cats.
All right. Are you looking to get them to smoke that as well? Or are you just giving it to them? Like,
you know what? I'm going to give all 20 of that to them.
Okay.
And then, kind of give that to them so they can smoke it and then sell it and then give me a portion of the profits for it if they do.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. We'll you hand this over to Elsa and kind of explain that to her, and she says, "Oh well, that's it's very much appreciated. I'm sure we'll be able to make a good profit off of that. We'll split it even with you, 50-50. Not
Sounds
a problem
good to
there.
Me. And also just to kind of, I'm trying to think how much food do we realistically need? Because I'm pretty sure 45 pounds is a little much.
Well, you need one days of rations every day. So
and on top of that as well, I had the ability to have Neoguri essentially forage for food as well.
Yeah.
With the ability.
Yeah, Neoguri has the ability to find food for themselves and another creature every 6 days. But realistically, everyone needs at least one ration every single day in order to stave off exhaustion.
Gotcha. So realistically, I should be less than what I have for mixed meat.
Most of you should be less than what you have on any of your rations, because I'm a poor DM at managing that. Because
the only reason I haven't reduced mine is because I know of the whole bullshit with Neoguri. That's the only reason why.
I mean, as much as I appreciate like keeping an eye on it and like making sure that it's like semi reasonable the amount that's there, it's just one of those things that like like I just kind of like roll my eyes at in a lot of cases and just like, you know,
because a lot of the times we'll go out and, you know, I would think, you know, as we're resting, somebody's going out to go get food, whether it's berries or hunting
and you know,
down
like
this, that.
Exactly. And you know, that's the thing, like in P5, for example, you know, Iluna has that natural explorer ability from her Outlander background, which means that she can find food for an entire party pretty much every single day as long as she knows the area. I believe that Smith also has the Uthgard background, which means that he knows the area, that he knows, like, the wilderness area. He can find twice as much food as he normally would. So that means that he's, in general, going to be able to find enough food for, like, most of the party if you guys have to actually go out and forage. So it's like, I never really worry about that, because with the amount of food, or with the amount of meat that Woo harvests on a regular basis, figuring you guys are like cooking that up, you know, on most days to just like survive yourselves, and then balancing that out with foraging, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
it's good to
like,
track it.
I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, I have 22 pounds of rations. Then I have my mixed meat of 45 pounds.
Right.
It's essentially the same of like, it's good to track your arrows, but everybody's like, at the end of the battle, you would go pick up your arrows, so who really cares?
Right, and that's the argument there. It's like, okay, I could be that DM and say, okay, any rangers in the party or anybody who shot, you know, ammunition that's not fully expended, like a bullet or something. So like if you had a crossbow or a bow, roll a d20 for a perception check, and that's going to determine how many you actually recover. And it would be the same thing as like, okay, roll for foraging, roll for, you know, the amount of food that you need and exhaustion. And it's like
23.
There you go. So yeah, it's like, oh, you get all of them. But at the end of the day,
right.
It's like, if I'm not forcing you to have to account for your standard arrows, you're still accounting for your magical arrows, which is fine. Plus, it's like, okay, I also don't have to worry about you guys like freaking out at me, being like, oh, we're out in the wilderness and we don't have, like, I'm out of arrows. It's like, that stuff just like drags on me.
I gotta go back to town to get more arrows.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, oh, you know, because the ranger forgot to grab arrows while they were in town 3 days ago and then traveling out into the jungle, they literally can't do 90% of their, you know, of their available skills. So,
might be, guys. Might be.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, that's the same thing when it comes to food.
Like
it's
how
like,
twice in 5 minutes, it's somehow the Rangers' fault.
Right. You know, so that's like, you know, the same thing with the food. It's like, okay, as long as you guys are have a reasonable means of a way to get food in most cases, and on top of that are also like supplementing that with the potential of like you have actual rations, I'm good, you know, and I'm not going to be picky about that stuff. There's campaigns built for that. That's not my campaigns. All right, so Smith, you are also gonna ask about a shield, correct?
I assume we had to do that at the blacksmith, right?
It's the same.
No?
It's the same place.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just instead of Elza, you talk to Garn.
Okay. Yeah. I was also hoping to get a shield.
Hi. So are you looking for anything specific? We got some standard class ones, but I do have I do got a special one here.
Oh yeah?
Hey, it's you know, a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit nicer than most of the ones that you'll find around. But I'll let you know, it I bought it for a pretty coin. So I am looking to get my worth out of it. And he takes you over to this shield that is made out of this like almost kind of like sterling metal. It kind of glints off of the light, and you can see that it has this design in it that looks like frost and like snow in a sense.
Sorry, what did I miss?
Smith is inquiring about a shield.
Okay.
It looks awesome.
Who's
Why
gonna look at Smith
why
and
did
be
you
like,
pay
it
more
looks
for it?
expensive?
It does look expensive. Like what is it, does it do anything special? Is it
Well,
sturdier?
How many feet does that have?
How many feet?
Yeah.
Well,
that's what you say, right?
I don't know.
I don't either. I normally don't use shields.
I normally don't either.
Here, let me pull this thing up.
Yeah.
So says here, right, oh wait, I actually gave you the wrong description. Hold on, what the fuck was I looking at? 1 second.
Yeah,
Something wrong.
Better not be more frost resistance.
More frost resistance actually would benefit you.
What?
Yeah, new house rule that I haven't had a chance to really employ with anything.
If you stack frost resistances, you get immunity.
No, you do not get immunity.
Double frost resistance.
100% will not do that.
Double immunity?
Not double immunity. I don't do double. What it is if you have resistance to some damage, in this case, cold, and you have something else that gives you cold resistance, when you take cold damage, you can actually reduce it by an additional 1d6.
How about 2d6?
Maybe if it's like a +1, shield. Where the fuck was this? I had this ready. I can't fucking find the art. Oh well, that
probably
really
in the
sucks.
Pathfinder book.
It actually might be in just a different PDF, because I might just be looking in the wrong one. But
Probably.
You know what? I'm gonna say it's this one because I came across this one and I really like the look of this. So that is what you see there, Smith. I put it in the Rime chat. So it is not that snow design. I can't remember where that was, but this one is kind of looking like a tower shield in a sense. It has a kind of pointed facade down towards the bottom with this degree of filigree throughout it, and there's almost like this black metal that is its base and core. And so he looks at you and says, "Well, the guy who came across it said that he got it off of a warrior that he came in battle with. Something about it, though, as he was fighting him, caused him to feel a great sense of dread every time that he missed this guy."
Oh no, not again.
So it's in immaculate condition. He said that he even struck the thing multiple times and still has yet to leave a chip.
I'm sorry, one more time. Can you what was that?
Basically, the guy who gave it to him told him that he fought a warrior that was wielding it. He eventually killed that warrior. But while this warrior wielded that shield, every time that he would miss with an attack against it, he would feel this terrible sense of dread as the shield almost like had this own energy about it.
Huh. Sounds interesting. And how much for that?
Well, like I said, it's not cheap. I'm asking 500 for it.
Ooh. Yeah, I can't afford that.
But I wanted to let you know, and if you are just looking for a standard run-of-the-mill shield, and he goes over and pulls one off the shelf that, is much more mundane, sets it on the table and says, this will just be 8 gold.
You don't have something in between, maybe?
Well, nothing that's really gonna be, well, I don't have anything that would be as exquisite as this one, but I do have a bit of a taller shield. He goes over, rummages through some of his stuff, and pulls out what essentially looks like a tower shield.
I was about to ask, does it look like a tower?
Yeah, it's a tower shield. And he says, I got this off of one of the guards that came up from Baldur's Gate. Apparently these were used down there more commonly whenever they were doing siege work, but it has a rotating handle on the inside where you're able to carry it. You're able to lock it into position, but you can actually rotate it so that you can hold it sideways. It would allow you to, for a brief moment, to potentially defend someone else. So, something like this I would be willing to part with for 25 gold.
Is it any sturdier than the other shield?
Not any sturdier, but much wider, as I said. Meta, for what it's worth. This would still just be a standard shield, so you would get the +2 AC that would go with it. But the way that this works is kind of in the same sense as the the fighting style, the defender, or I think it's the protection fighting style. Yeah, okay. It basically gives you 2 uses of that per day.
As a reaction or what?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. It gives you the use of the protection fighting style twice a day. So it's a reaction, a creature within 5 feet of you that gets attacked, you can impose disadvantage on that.
That's pretty cool.
I think I'd rather use my reaction to use Sentinel if that were the case, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's where you kind of have to make your, it has that feature where you can, you can either attack the creature or you can defend somebody who is getting attacked.
Is that, I think I'll just take the standard shield.
Okay. Yep, like I said, that'll be 8 gold. Yep.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, they're normally 10, and he already gave you a 20% discount.
Oh. All right, thank you. All right, what am I adding to my inventory?
Just a shield.
What is that, +2 AC?
Yep.
So I'm going to hand over 10 pounds of the jerky.
Okay.
Just so that they have stuff ready now. So when the other stuff's ready, then that they can be ready to sell that as well.
Okay.
Give them an even 30 pounds.
All right.
And then,
Oh,
did
yeah.
we buy a sled or anything like that? A boat,
No.
a wagon,
No, you did not.
a wagon with sled wheels.
Nope.
Can I just buy wheels for my boat?
Just
Make it a
can I just
boat car?
tack on some wheels to my boat?
All right, I think I got everything I need. Oh, yeah, I think so.
What the fuck? Oh wait, I was looking up Shield of Protection. That's in the Wrath of a Shardalon board game.
We'll take it.
It's 1,000 gold.
Killing me.
I know. Well, that's I was like I was looking.
And give.
Yeah. Well,
You know what? Let's just turn in your yard. We'll get that shield.
There you
I'll
go.
start doing my
There you go. Let's
business.
start hunting
There-
goblins.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I was
a
gonna
lot
s-
of goblins.
Gotta
I was
make
gonna
some
say,
bank.
yeah, that
Hold on.
I was looking to see if a Shield of Protection was an actual thing, because I mean I was just making that shit up, but yeah, apparently it's not. So I'm probably gonna make that later.
Yeah. So I need to kill about 500 goblins. I'm going to be the new goblin slayer.
God damn it!
Goblins.
2 gold ahead. So you want 1,000 gold?
Yeah. Well, realistically, I would need. We'll just say 1,000 goblin heads.
Okay, yeah. So 2,000 gold.
Yeah,
Oh wait, is this for your bank of holding thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured as much. You so worried about business.
Will is all about the business.
Uh-huh. All right. So Smith now has a shield. For those of you at home wondering how Smith, our strong ass barbarian, is able to wield both a heavy two-handed weapon and a shield, that is for the simple fact that Smith chose
Bullshit bonuses.
some Goliath specific bonus from the talent books that I never added to his character sheet.
Oh yeah.
I know, I've it's been so long, and yeah, I kept thinking of that. I was like, why are you like, how are you doing this? And I was like, oh no, wait, that's right, because we were gone for so long, I gave you guys some freebies, and you took the one that was like Goliath. It was like something about like literally just like stronger hands, stone grip. That was it.
Yep.
There it is. Stone improved. Or yeah, stone grip. You can wield a two-handed melee weapon in one hand. However, you cannot wield a two-handed melee weapon in each hand. But if you get a strength score of 20, you can, and you can dual wield 2 heavy weapons.
I don't even remember what I picked, if anything.
I
think I picked something, but I don't remember what it was.
If I fucking closed all of my goddamn documents, motherfucker.
Hey, don't do that.
Yeah, you're telling me, buddy. I want to say that yours was the fact that you are now able to call and recall your companions more often.
That's right. Yeah, yep. With the magical bond, summon or dismiss one of your companions once per short rest.
Exactly. Yep. So you got a Bill's PC, or no, that's right. It was the Scarlet and Violet orb. The orb went from being green to Scarlet and Violet because in that game you could switch your Pokemon at whim.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to resummon any of them. I just have Neoguri, so I'll resummon Chris, the flying snake. Since it's once per short rest.
Right. Okay. Yep.
just because if we're going to Targos, I really want to piss him off by just like, hey, look what I still have.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess my next question there is, so now that you guys have dealt with, you guys own your axe beaks, you guys were able to sell and buy some of the supplies that you had, and Smith was able to grab a shield. What are you guys doing at this moment? Keep in mind, Wu, you still have not rested and have a level of exhaustion.
See.
So at the moment, that just means that you have disadvantage on ability checks. So that will, if there's anything, that continues that would be, laborious on Wu, I would make you roll a Constitution check.
Yeah,
So
Erard's all for going to get this shit in Targos handled ASAP.
Do we want to do that and then the egg, or the egg and then that?
It would take. I think Lucas said it only takes about 3 hours to get to Targos. So essentially, we could do Targos
on Axebeak. No, it's 3 miles on Axebeak.
Or 3 miles. Sorry.
It would take you guys about an hour to get there. Whereas to get to the egg is 10 miles. So that would take you guys about 3 hours to get down there.
Not including all of the bullshit that Lucas is going to throw at us.
Correct. So I'm saying in reality, minus whatever bullshit he throws at us, we could essentially go to Targos, handle that, come back to Bryn Shander within the same day retroactively, and then go down for the egg.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
I'm up for whatever.
Cool. All right, give me a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom, take a quick potty break, and then
just make sure there's no blood in the pee.
I'm gonna make sure there's no blood in the pee.
I always make sure there's blood in it.
Oh, that's awful. All right, I'll be right back.
Don't kink shame him.
Don't yuck my yum.
Also, has that been an issue before, Justin?
No, that just sounded funny in the moment.
Okay. I'm like, is that something we need to worry about, or is he just dicking around?
Both.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you're pissing blood, you probably should get that looked at.
Absolutely.
With me, it depends on how hard I got hit in the kidneys with an axe.
Wait a minute.
Or how hard I got punched and kicked, hit in the dick too, which happens from time to time. But how's everybody's weekend going?
What can we say to break terms of service and get him banned while he's gone?
We could just start playing music, because 2 weekends ago I did that and I got a copyright strike on me.
I need everyone's.
What did you play?
I was watching a video that and it had music.
I need everyone's permission to drop the hard R, and I can get them banned instantly.
I mean, I won't stop you.
What's the hard R?
I don't want to say it because I'm afraid that you're actually gonna say it.
Message it to me.
Rush Limbaugh.
Repent.
That's what you have to do
Republican.
after you say that. I messaged you, Aaron. I didn't actually type it out, but I'm assuming you can get the gist from that.
Just
Oh,
call him one.
Wait.
that's a different word, not the. You said R
Well,
word.
I said the hard R because normally the offense is because you end it with a hard R, but I can realize what you mean what the other R word is.
I'm like, what R word are you talking about?
Wait, what R word is he talking about? Now I'm confused.
It's not even R word. That's the thing.
Well,
What does
no,
it start with?
it starts with N and ends with a hard R.
Oh. Why don't you
But
just say the N word?
Nigeria.
because at work we get in trouble when we say that. So Flynn started screaming hard R because the one guy got all offended when we're like, "Hey, you can't say the N word." It's like, "Well, we can't say N word," and it's stupidity.
I got one.
You don't have to bring that stupidity onto this stream. Just say the N word. Jared,
It's just force of habit.
just say the
now.
N word.
No, wait. I know what you're doing. No.
Is he still actually like streaming this conversation? Like,
I think
Yeah.
he is.
Yep. Totally. Also, did you know
man, he's not
Grenada is
smart.
a country? Country?
That is a country?
Grenada.
Oh. Isn't that how you say? No, wait. No,
Well,
never mind.
it's pronounced Grenada.
Yeah.
But yeah. My brother
The
was like, "Oh
more
yeah,
you
did you know?"
know.
Oh, apparently, no. Actually, Grenada is a country too. Grenada's in Spain.
Ganados are the zombies in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, but with where I work and all the different places we ship to, he just likes looking up random. It's not even a random place he was looking at. He was looking for a specific place. And he's like, "Wait, Grenada's an actual country?"
Which meth dealer do you work for?
I plead the fifth.
All of them? Duh.
None whatsoever.
Apparently, you can react to Twitch streams now, and it'll alert the person after the stream.
Can you? How do you? What do you mean react?
That's weird.
It's next to the follow button.
Oh, react. Oh no, submit.
That's what I did.
Thanks for sharing.
React in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. He's got 6 people watching.
I mean, 3 of them are us, so.
What do you mean us?
You, me, and Jared.
Oh, is Jared watching too?
I always have it. Yeah,
Oh.
I always have it open.
And then Stacy's watching, so that's 4. 5-minute cooldown.
Then it looks like I think that's Glenn. Glenn's in here. It looks like.
How
Shout outs to Glenn.
How can you tell?
I can see the users in chat. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know if you have the same view because I'm the only mod he has for some reason. Kind of a poor decision on his part, but you know. And Night Ski banned. Oh, that's right. I did comment penis on you.
You did.
Yeah. Oh, put you in timeout now. I banned you once. That was funny.
Yes, you did.
Put you in timeout.
Oh, he's at 7. I see Glenn too. How are you guys seeing all of these people?
It's
I mean,
because he's a mod. He can actually see it all.
it's
But
also
Jason
weird because like
Glenn.
because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 names under user, 3 VIPs.
Well, that's just who's all viewed it during the stream, I think, if I recall.
I think so too, yeah.
Right.
I love this one username, which is totally on the up and up, I'm sure. Discord streamer community. I'm sure that is a legit user.
Huh.
Sounds
Shout
legit to
out to
me.
Discord streamer community. I bet he can get you hundreds of followers in a matter of an hour.
Right. Dude, I like the random people that are like, hey, you know. Click the little people that look what? Oh, click the people that look like people. What?
People that look like people.
Click the icon. Click the little icon that looks like people. Okay.
I don't think it gives you the same view I do, but yeah, it'll give you like some of the users that are in chat.
Oh, okay. Maybe? But like it's not even showing me Jared on here. Community VIPs. Stacy, myself, Glenn, Justin moderator.
It's weird.
I'm like, that's only 4. There's apparently 2 other random people.
It's not perfect, and it's definitely not like they won't use like the good tech on someone that has under 100 followers and not even
That
can't
too.
even get subscribers yet. They don't make money off of him.
No. I just
Somebody
want Luke
needs
to come back so we can keep playing and
somebody needs to go in and give me the stream key for his account so I can just like hijack his stream one day. I've always thought it'd be hilarious to do a first 15 of his first 15s.
that would be funny.
If you're in chat, type your favorite swear or racial slur. Better yet, do it as soon as you see Lucas come back.
Oh shit.
Hope we gotta fight something tonight.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go beat up the people in Targos.
The longer his poop takes, the less likely it is we're getting to combat. Maybe I see. Is that Pug?
That's
Is that a
doggy.
pug?
Pug.
That's a pug.
It's a pug with a
Hey,
diaper.
Let's drive over to Lucas's house and just like encourage him to poop faster.
Okay.
Deal.
He still has the same number, right?
Yeah.
it's 7.
Are you just gonna call him?
Wait, can you read his phone number for me? I just want to make sure you have the right one.
Yeah, directly on stream. Just dox him right now.
I forgot where he lived. Can you guys give me his address real quick?
Oh, do you want a social security number? I have that written down on a sticky note here somewhere.
You know what? While you're at it, let me just give you guys the web client in case if you need that as well.
Let's see if
His password is capital V Valhalla Kelf 42 backslash 420. It's just red and black.
Should we just start spamming chat ETA?
You reached Lucas, but I can't get to my phone right.
Damn it. He's probably going to come back here like, why the fuck did you call me? I'm like, I missed you. You need to get back.
You left a message?
No.
Oh.
I thought about it. I'm like, no. Well.
Oh, figures.
I know, right?
What?
Did anybody check? Did he have pants on when he came back?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Oh, so he did.
All
have
right.
it. Oh,
Remember,
no.
chat. Now put your favorite swear or racial slur into the chat.
Oh no. It is possible that Glenn actually could be watching this right now because he's off for Sunday. He's off on a Sunday for once.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's that like?
I'll tell you on a P5 day. Those are generally my days off.
why are there Pokemon icons now?
Where?
There always have been.
Oh,
Has
wait.
there?
On Twitch? Yeah, always. It was because of that fighting game.
What
Pokken.
fighting game?
Pokken tournament.
Pokken tournament.
It's just instead of actually having the official ones, I just have like this shit.
Yeah, there's like Blastoise, Sceptile, Garchomp, Chandelure.
I just saw like unlocked. I'm like, why is there Pokemon? When was that a thing?
Yeah,
1996, I think.
I think 95.
95 in
In the
Japan,
US.
96 and everywhere else.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. There you go. All right. So you guys are heading over to Targos.
Yeah, just ignore the rest of the chat that we had while you were gone.
Don't worry, I do.
He'll rewind the video and realize he cannot post it to YouTube.
I can already scroll back through. Oh, you mean like rewatch? Oh, like back in this.
Yep. I just want you to know it was none of the phrases were directed towards you.
Okay.
Okay, maybe some of them.
Ooh. I found a birthday present for my brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find this now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh.
Uh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I don't actually know if I have the one map for the Luskan arms again.
This is actually a cool knife set.
What about arms?
I need
The
new one.
Luskan arms. Oh, wait, I have a different one. Shit, it's not the same one I used to have. Oh, I don't know where that one went.
Deadpool.
I had to like redo
Knife
a lot of my
block.
maps. One second. Let's see if I don't think I have that map.
Dude, some of these freaking knives are pretty cool looking. I'm gonna send this to you, Jared, because I think you would appreciate this.
All right. Oh, shit.
Shout out to Stacy in the chat. Where is Bulbasaur? Bulbasaur's a bitch. So, not here.
Yeah, that's very true.
Bulbasaur's a lame.
See, back in the day, Bulbasaur was like complaining and whining because I want to be number one. I want to be number one. So fine.
Two better grass starter final evolutions are in there anyway. Decidueye and Sceptile.
Oh, Decidueye is the best grass starter evolution.
I'll give
because
you that.
it is a ghost type.
Okay.
Right.
However, monkey.
Oh, that's true.
Grookey is cool. Grookey is cool.
All right, I like how I looked for one thing and it's just now giving me all knives.
Waiting for Gen 10 and the inevitable water ghost starter evolution.
That'll happen one day.
We got the grass and ghost in Sword and Shield. We got the fire and ghost in Scarlet and Violet. So Gen 10, I'm looking at you. Give me my water ghost.
Ben 10?
Ben 10. Let her rip. Is that what he says?
No. I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Ben 10 got a blast. Are we sure that Ben 10 doesn't say let her rip? Yeah. Yeah, I think we're sure. All right, this is not... Okay.
He's obviously the one that says I'm ready.
All right, so this is not the map that I originally had for Townmaster Max Ildenar, so we're just gonna have to deal with it because it's been a long time and I have had to like refresh iPads between then, and I just legit don't know where that map is anymore. And I absolutely cannot find it.
Why not?
Well,
He
because it wasn't like
time.
specifically the Luskan arms. Oh, you know what? No. I have one, and we're gonna use it because it's from an official map maker that actually made a Luskan arms one. Give me a second.
One Mississippi.
Nope, don't need that popping up on there. Christ alive.
I thought you were gonna yell at me. I'm like,
no. It was me. On stream, everything's gonna go dark for a second because I have to open up Dropbox, and the last thing that I need is for my Dropbox to just be like out there for everyone.
Oh, it's look at all that porn.
Shout out in the chat to Lucas's porn.
You mean the Dropbox that you share with me? That Dropbox?
No. I share with you folders of my Dropbox. I do not share my full Dropbox with anyone, and I would never.
Drop your favorite type of porn in chat.
Don't you dare.
You know what? While you're at it, post your favorite chapter of hentai as well.
Good thing nobody actually watches this.
What's that one? That
I got flagged for copyright when I did mine.
Starts with a B. I think it's like pronounced like bucket K or something like that.
Boo cake.
Boo. Yeah, that one.
Boo cake. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Jared, look
see
at the
somebody-
message I sent you. Damn it.
I see somebody in chat is typing out Boku no Pico as their
Don't
favorite.
shut the fuck up. That is the fucking worst thing ever.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that
Don't
looks
look it
nice.
up.
I
Do
was
not
looking
look it
at
up.
that, Aaron. I was looking at that knife set because I want a knife set for work.
That's a nice knife set. Spell out
it
what you
really
were
is.
saying, because I would have looked that shit up.
Please,
No,
for the love
I'm
of God.
absolutely not going to do that.
Aaron, maybe after the stream when we're no longer on record, we can, inform you of the atrocity. But I won't even repeat the name of it here on stream.
It's on the archive. Don't worry.
I don't see what the big deal is. It's such a good anime. Like, it has good plot and...
Oh, it's awful. All right. This is not how the original map looked, but again, we are just kind of dealing with it. So, yeah, we're gonna start shit.
Oh. Yeah, it seems like it's Aaron's thing.
No. Yeah, that's gross.
Justin, send it to me.
I'll just send you the Wikipedia page. That's what I looked up.
There's a YouTube channel dedicated to not watching it ever for as long as you live.
I'm gonna send it to the group chat just so that everyone's not in here sees it out of context.
So terrible.
Oh.
And then you just hear Aaron's excitement like deflate.
Yeah,
I
really.
hate the fact that it shows a picture.
Yeah, that's awful.
Don't worry, Aaron.
Horrible.
There's a link on the genre of that to take you to the page for what that genre is and what that word means.
All right. Let's get back into D&D.
Well, we're waiting for you, so
I know. I'm sorry. Like I said, I fucking lost that map. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect you guys to be like, oh,
let's go to Targos.
Let's go to Targos right now. Was not expecting that, so my apologies.
What, you thought I was gonna run away like a bitch?
I thought maybe it would be a tactical, a tactical delay, but obviously that's not the case.
My late husband would be furious if I ran away like a pussy.
Sure. All right. So
shout out to that dead guy we know in the chat.
Right.
All right. So, you guys, it's still fairly early in the day. It's, you guys spent some time down with townspeaker Duvessa Shane. You talked with Geisel Greens. You went up to the blacksmith. I don't know why I put a weird pause in there. You went up to the blacksmith, and then you headed over to the speak with the same area, but also talking with the shop owner. So you guys are starting to make your way over to Targos. You head out of Bryn Shander and begin to make your way up the road. As you get to the entrance of Targos, I don't know why none of this shit is on the map. Hold on, let me make sure everything's visible. What the fuck?
I don't know, but
You guys have been here, so you guys would know these general locations. So, you guys arrive up the main road into Targos. As you get to the gate, you see that there are a number of guards standing around it. The wall to this place extends out into the lake, which has, it is still frozen over. But when you guys walk up to the gate, you can see that the guards there, it's not like over at Bryn Shander where they have somebody standing behind the door who just kind of checks somebody in. There are guards standing in front of the gate, and there's about 6 of them. So are you guys trying to play this coy? How are you approaching the gate?
yes,
Thank you for that.
not a problem. Which direction are we coming in from? Or is there only one?
You are... Well, there really is only one direction.
That's a great band.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Get out.
Do we have our little goblin gnome with us? Gnome goblin?
No, he is back in Bryn Shander because he's back there with the egg. He did not want to travel to Targos.
Fair.
Wait, I thought we had the egg with us.
Or did you try to take the egg with you?
Yeah, I thought we were traveling with the egg.
Well, I assume since we had to go back to Bryn Shander, we were just going to leave the 2 of them there so he can keep freaking out over the egg and maybe he can discover something while we're gone.
That was also my impression, and I apologize that I didn't confirm that. Had you attempted to leave Bryn Shander with the egg, Spellix would have tried to stop you, citing that he doesn't want the egg to leave his sight. And he has no intentions of traveling to Targos right now.
Then we're gonna have a problem.
Okay, so we'll kind of rewind the clock.
I guess we'll get a room that we get for free, and we'll just lock him in the room.
Can we trust him?
That's why we lock him in the room.
Oh.
We get free room board at the North Look, so we'll just take a room, ask for the key, and lock it.
Spellix will explain that he really doesn't have an option right now other than to just stay put until you guys get back. He doesn't feel comfortable enough in his own abilities to survive a goblin attack if he travels the road to the south alone. Plus, he also doesn't have a means to move the egg himself, really.
Okay.
All right. So like I said, are you guys just walking straight up? What's the deal? Are you trying to be stealthy and climb over the wall somewhere? What is the deal?
I'm gonna check for traps.
You're standing out in the open. There are no traps.
I count how many guards are at the front gate.
Yeah, the guards at the gate.
There's 6 of them.
What are they?
I challenge one to a duel.
Sword and shield?
Hold on a second, Aaron. What did you say, Smith?
What are they rocking? What kind of equipment?
They're wearing chainmail, swords, spears, shields on their backs.
Okay. Yes.
I tell you. Oh, sorry.
Oh, but yeah, what do you want to do?
No, go on. Finish what you were gonna say.
That was it. I say we just go in there. And just not be stealthy about it, but if you guys want to stink in, that's fine too.
All right. I asked Gerard to just go with it and tie his hands
Okay.
with with the rope, and then kind of lead him towards the gate.
Everard will say, "Can you make it a little like loose so I can easily break out if needed?"
That won't be as convincing, but sure.
All right. So you tie these ropes around his wrist. You're trying to make it a little bit loose, right?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Roll me a dexterity check.
Just text.
Actually, no. Roll me a deception check.
Would I?
The rune carver ability, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Actually, no. Determine convincingly through your either verbally or through your actions. Yeah, actually, no. You will get that. You will get advantage. Okay. I'm gonna say it looks pretty convincing that like his hands are tied, but Gerard, you do have, it is a bit snug, but you do think that with enough effort you could break out of this if you had to.
Okay.
All right, so you guys start walking up to the gate, and as you do, you see the guards come to attention. Two of the ones that are wearing kind of the nicest armor, you can tell that they have a bit more of a stance here. They step forward, approaching outwards more than the others. And when they, they see who this is. I imagine Neogiri is out and about.
Yes.
And you said you also have Chris.
Yes.
And who else?
Those are the only two that I have because I wasn't able to summon any of the other ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just have... Yeah. Well, I have Albot, who is back at...
Okay.
Yeah.
Who? Yes. Shut the fuck up, Aaron.
Jared
okay.
started it.
I know. All right, so... You see the guards all come to attention, and they see you walking up, that you have your hands bound, Neogiri walking next to you. He kind of has illusorily made what looks to be a pair of handcuffs on him as well. And as you approach, the guards look at all of you. They have their weapons ready, and they say, what business is this?
I open up my book and, pull out the bounty for Gerard, and I'm here to claim the bounty for Gerard.
Business? I thought this was pleasure.
You shut up.
You see there's a bit of confusion on some of their faces, and then one of the guards comes up, says, he looks at Gerard, looks down at Neogiri, pulls out a small piece of paper from his side, looks at it, looks back at Gerard, looks at Neogiri, looks back at it, furls it back up, says, looks at the other guard and says, they will come with me.
Not until I get the money.
The money will be given to you.
Them.
The money will be given to you when you deliver him to the Luskan Arms. You will follow me.
Then he stays with me until I get the money.
I do not care if he stays next to you. You will follow me.
That sounds good, because that's not what you said at first.
Okay. So he starts to lead you guys through the town, and you guys round the corner and arrive at the Luskan Arms. This is a place that you guys have been to before. It is the oldest town, or it is the oldest house in pretty much all of 10 towns. And many traders who have come to Targos in old days, looked at this as like the place to be. But most of the decor in there is fairly old, but while it has sturdy walls, its floorboards are fairly rotten, as kind of time has taken this place. If you remember, the proprietor of this particular location is a kind of ghastly looking, quiet, balding man named Owen Tarsenal. As you are taken there, you enter into the Luskin Arms through the front door. And let me move everyone there.
I'm so big.
Yeah, you still are big.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm a grower, not a shower.
So you see Owen standing behind there. I'm not going to have every token on here, but there are a couple people in here just kind of enjoying their drinks, having some meals. There's some folks sitting around the hearth. The particular figure that is leading you in here, he is kind of moving very quickly around everyone, leading you guys down this long hallway to the back.
I'll say, all right, what's the formation going to be?
I imagine something like that.
I'm okay with that.
Once you get back there, he turns back. He looks up at Owen and kind of gives this like knowing nod, and then turns over to the door that is directly in front of you and gives a quick knock. You hear something on the other side of the door, and this person who has led you here kind of whispers something very quietly. And then a moment later, the door opens, and he's
a perception check to see if I know what he said.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
Probably not.
You do not. He steps aside. You see that the door is now open, and he gestures you in and says, "You may enter."
I cast Fireball.
Your hands are bound.
He also doesn't have that spell.
I just don't.
I will go in the room with Urard and
Okay.
have everybody else follow as well.
All right. I'm assuming everybody follows in, Smith and Groff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as a reminder, when you walk into this room, it's a fairly small space. There's a sizable table in the center of the room. There is some food laid out on it. There is a furnace on the far wall, and there's a few chairs kind of spread about. In the one part of the room, though, you see there is a small iron cage. And this is where Nerith gave Urard one of the flying snakes. And when you look inside, you can see that there are 3 flying snakes in here. And as you enter, you see sitting in this chair over here is the tiefling gentleman, the veteran known as Scath, who you were informed is the leader of the town's militia, who is loyal to Nerith. And sitting over here is Nerith Maxildanar. And as you enter the room, as you all enter the room, he stands and he has his hands just down in front of him, has a bit of a smile and a smirk on his face. And as soon as you're all in, the door shuts behind you. And Nerith looks around at the five of you and says, well, I did not expect to see you all here so soon.
What do you mean, us all? I'm here for the bounty.
Well, I am aware of what you claim to be here for. If all things go well, you will have your reward. But this is not a conversation that I wish to have with all of you. This is a conversation between your friend Gerard and I.
I would greatly appreciate if they would stay in here with me for obvious reasons.
Yes. Yes, no, that is perfectly fine, Gerard. We do not need to leave this room for you and I to have a quiet conversation. In fact, I prefer it that way. He takes a step forward and says, you can relax your hands. I can tell by the knots on that binding you could slip out of that with little effort. We don't have to do it this way, you know. We can be friends, Gerard. Partners, even.
I'll go ahead and get myself out of the restraints and I'll stand there. I don't know about friends or partners. I've seen what you've done across the Dale. I get you claim it's for the betterment, but
and I have
at the
received
cost of what else?
That's true, and I have received reports of the things that you're able to do, and I must say I'm quite impressed. Now, if you all don't mind, I need to have a conversation with your friend. And he holds out to you, Gerard, a small blue crystalline orb.
Don't do
it. The thief in me.
And why can't we have this conversation in front of everyone?
Well, there are details that if you wish to share them, then that is your prerogative. There are things that we need to discuss, though.
Through the Pact of Familiar, I want to give a mental note to Neoguri to where if things start going south, to use Counterspell immediately.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll nod and I'll say, all right, sure. And I place my hand on the blue orb.
Okay. So, the rest of you, you see Gerard place his hand onto the orb. As he does, you see this bit of a light emanate from the orb, and all of a sudden, Nerith's body and Gerard's body are kind of drawn into the orb, almost turning into like a light, almost like an energy, as they are pulled into this orb. As soon as this happens, you see that the orb is kind of floating there in space for a moment until it recalls back to the tiefling's hand sitting in the chair in the corner. as he is holding it in his gauntleted hand. Skaith looks at the four of you and says, "Well, why don't you have a seat? The food here is delicious."
I don't sit with strangers.
We don't need to be strangers. Hopefully in the end of this, we are all allies, fighting on the same side.
Only if you pay me.
We have our funds. We are able to make working agreements. That is the beauty of this place. There are ways to make things work around here. But I'm going to enjoy some dinner. Or actually, I guess it would be lunch. He says, I am going to enjoy my lunch. You're welcome to join me.
Do what you gotta do. As I pull out the beef jerky out of my backpack.
Okay.
And offering it to the rest of the group. If they would rather eat this or the offering that they've
yes, does anybody take Skaith up on the offer to join him for food at the table?
I do not. I'd take up Wu's offer though.
Okay. Gruff?
Sorry, I got distracted. What was the question?
Do you take up Skaith's offer, the tiefling militia leader, to join him for lunch and feast upon the food at the table?
Do I have to pay?
No.
Free food, I'm in.
All right.
or you eat Wu's jerky.
And Groff gets poisoned.
Yeah.
Again.
Wu is also offering up some of his jerky, but there is like cheese, bread, meats, wine, berries, fruits, vegetables, all kinds of stuff on this spread.
Look, lad, your jerky will keep. This stuff is going in my belly right now.
All right. So, Gerard.
I drink the antidote.
Yeah. So, Gerard, as this is happening, you suddenly feel this, like, sensation about you. You feel this tingle all across your body, and everything goes, like, stark white for a second, and then everything has a bit of a blue haze. You suddenly feel like you are weightless for a few seconds, and then you feel as if your feet hit ground. It's kind of a similar sensation to when you have stepped into speak with Calyrex.
Okay.
And standing in front of you is Nerith. And he looks around, kind of just looking. It's more of a blank space. There's a void, if you will, around you, but everything has a bit of a blue hinge, or like a blue tinge to it. And he says, "So, Gerard, I see that your powers have grown, advanced. Your connection with Calyrex must also be growing."
Correct, it has, which you still had no idea who that even was when you asked me who I served.
Yes. Yes, well, it is one of those things. So, Gerard, let me ask you something. What do you know about Calyrex?
I know enough.
There is no need to be coy, Gerard. I am simply curious about what you know about your patron, what he has told you, what powers he has offered you in return for service. I understand contracts.
Contract would be putting it lightly, but sure, we can go with that.
That's right. So, what is it that he wants from you?
It's oh fuck's sakes, Aaron! I just opened Messenger. Okay, sorry. Any, it's not as much as what he wants from me, but from what I'm asking in turn of him for a favor to where we're doing it as equals right now. He wants the Frostmaiden to be taken care of and the light brought back to the Dale, and that's what me and my group wants and so forth. And what I want at the end of all this, I will keep private between myself and him.
He kind of gets this smile on his face and nods and turns his back to you as he's kind of just like staring out into the void. And he says, he sent you after something. You have to retrieve it from her, don't you?
Correct, I do. As I said, that would help with the Dale, and that would also help with my journey.
Right. And you want the stallion for yourself. Do you
Gerard gets a crooked smile on his face.
Do you understand the power that you are, the forces that you are meddling with, Gerard?
To an extent.
He turns around and looks at you and says, has anyone ever told you the tragedy of the Dark Pegasus of Lies?
Good night, everybody.
I'm out.
I'm trying to remember. Did Calorex actually explain this to me, or did you and I say it as a fucking joke?
This happened in game.
Okay. I remember we said it as a joke, and I couldn't remember if it happened in game or not. Erard will nod his head and go, "Yes."
See,
I know the story.
So you know that the Dark Pegasus...
It's not the tale that all Beastmasters hear about.
It is not a tale that most Fae would tell you about. A being of their kind turned dark. You see, if you know the story, you may know that the Dark Pegasus was killed by its apprentice, one that it taught. Do you know who this apprentice was, Gerard?
That one I don't think I do.
Gerard was not told that by Calrix.
Okay. No, I was not informed of this.
Do you know what it is that Calrix wants above all else? In all the realms?
Let me guess, you're going to tell me power and whatever else the normal cliche is.
As cliche as it might be. He wants to be the ruler of all. He sees himself as a king. Somebody that is destined to rule all aspects of the world, the universe, the multiverse that may exist beyond, and all forces of nature between. You see, Gerard, the apprentice of the Dark Pegasus was a being known as the Dark Stallion. This being is able to weave shadow incarnate, but it also has a propensity, a draw to powerful creatures. And it just so happens to be that this creature has bonded itself to the Frostmaiden, which I'm sure you know. as likely Calyrex has told you, but did not spare the detail of the true nature of the horse.
Gerard doesn't say it, but he's standing there with the crooked smile because Calyrex did tell him the true nature of the horse and everything else because it's also tied to me.
You see, Gerard, you may think that when you get that horse, that you will become the greatest companion trainer of all, like no one ever was. But what you don't know is that Calyrex will not let you enjoy the fruits of your labor. You see, he is a greedy creature, a celestial above all else. Greed is in their nature. They crave power. This is what he does, Gerard. He finds those that he can manipulate, ones with a certain drive, a passion, something so deep, so innate to their core that they cannot help but forge every step forward until they achieve it. And he uses that to drive you towards something that he wants. Yeah.
As you're just saying all this, I realized nobody knows that this wasn't like Gerard made a contract with him. I was born with the mark and everything. This is all through birthright.
Right.
Okay, continue.
Well,
Sorry,
you do have essentially like, it's not a paper contract.
Yes,
but
it was essentially
an agreement.
Yes. It was an agreement that was not like stationed since birth, but
correct.
Yeah. Continue.
So he looks at you and says, this is what he does, Gerard. He finds those that have that drive and asks upon them a favor that in return will grant them everything they desire. But what you don't know yet, what you have yet to realize and experience, is that when you finally cross that finish line, when you achieve what it is you have set out for, what you spent a lifetime driving for, striving and giving up everything that you ever had, he takes it from you and takes back everything it is that he gave you, because it is his. You see, Gerard, he plants it within you, something innate, something deep that you have always had. As he says this, he kind of like waves his hand about. You see there's almost this flourish of shadow from his hand. I don't know if you ever thought about it, but did you know you were not the first of Calyrix's warlocks? Did that ever cross your mind, Gerard? Did I disconnect?
Oh, okay. No, you're good. I muted myself because William was screaming.
Oh, gotcha.
He stands there and he ponders for a moment and goes, "No, the thoughts cross my mind because there's plenty of people out there, and deities always will go with others, and fays are very pickled creatures, to put bluntly."
Yes. And in that time that you have pondered those thoughts, have you ever wondered what happened to the others that he shared his power with? The others that had that drive.
Hold that thought for 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Chicken fajita time.
All right, sorry. He goes, I'm sure this is where you tell me that you were betrayed by him and so forth and everything else.
At least your wit is about you. You see, Urod, he took everything from me. He took everything that I was. I did everything he asked. I too was set out to track something down for him. Likewise, a creature of immense power. I was under the impression that I was helping the world, that it was a creature of heinous danger. When I finally captured it and was going to put it out of its misery, save the world, claim its riches and prize in order to start my businesses, in order to be what I always wanted to be, a grand merchant, trader. That is when he took everything away from me. He withdrew every single bit of power he ever granted to me. I was weak, defenseless, and he tried to kill me, so that there would not be a witness to the calamity. But he took the beast, and I survived. You may have heard the tales of horrific monsters from the void, but until you come face to face and survive from them, you do not know true fear. When you're out, I'm trying to give you an opportunity now. Calyrex will betray you as you follow his path. If you kill Arl and claim the horse for yourself, he will reap every power you have ever gained. And when he does, he will claim the horse, and Calyrex, in his infinite greed, will have more control over the Shadow Weave than any other creature. This Urod is what I am trying to avoid. This is why we needed to have this discussion. You and I are the only ones that can put an end to him. But we must work together.
Metagame-wise,
Mm-hmm.
we've already established that the reason the horse is becoming closer to the darkness and shadows is because of myself, didn't we?
That's what Calyrex told you.
Hmm.
Well, hold on. Wait. Calyrex told you that you are getting closer to the darkness because of an innate shadow within you. But that the horse, who he claims is his horse, will be able to draw from that and will form into, basically he told you the horse takes on the properties of the rider.
Gotcha.
Right. So Arl has it. It's an ice
that's
horse.
what I was. Yeah.
Right.
Because that's why I was thinking, because if I have it, then it would be the Shadow Horse, because it's
because you
whoever
have
has it.
because you have an innate, an innate darkness, an innate shadow, a strong connection to the shadow weave within you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Which at the start of the campaign was not true at all, and I very much led myself down that road.
Well, that's the thing. It was always kind of there.
It was always there, just I started building on it.
That's very true. That's very true.
Erard will stand there and I'll say, well, for the time being, the end goal right now is take care of Arl. If it turns into take care of Calyrex, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But my end goal right now is still collect animal companions and go ahead and finish out with Arl, because she is causing a lot of issues to the Dale.
She is.
Now, if you wish to work as partners, we can agree to disagree on that, to where just remove the bounty on my head, stop trying to go to other towns and take over with your schemes and so forth, because I will put a stop to them. Because I'm trying to do what is right as a whole, not what is right for myself. I have my own end game in all of this. But right now, to get there, I have to accomplish these. And all of these little schemes and whatnot don't exactly help.
He nods and says, then I must have your agreement. There will be an event that occurs in a week's time.
On the full moon?
Correct. There is a lake.
I will tell you this bit of information. I was told to arrive at the lake during the full moon by Calyrex. And
Yes.
I overheard your group mention about dragging me there.
Yes. You see, Gerard, if you go to that lake on the full moon, Calyrex will be one step closer to his end goal. I will let you make your decision based off of that.
What will occur if you have more information, since maybe you also went to the lake during a moon?
You see, Gerard, the lake is the site of a thin veil between the material realm and the worlds beyond. There is a creature that crosses that veil at that time that holds an immense power, a strong connection to the Celestials.
Is this where I can get my Clefable, since you told me I'm not allowed to have the Gengar?
He looks at you and he says, this creature will appear there on the full moon. If you claim it for Calyrex, its slow death and decay will lead to his ever-growing strength. We cannot let that happen.
And what if I claim it for myself? Because, yes, the abilities he gave me for my animal companions are great. However, the bonds I built with them is through myself alone.
Gerard, the bonds you built with them are based on the powers that Calyrex instilled in you when you were born. Don't think that this was...
Everard it starts smiling and he goes, not all of them.
Yes, but I cannot force you. I will not force you. This is a choice you have to make. I'm willing to put aside my efforts in tracking you down. This is all I wanted, Gerard. We needed to have this conversation. When you told me who it was that you followed, who it was that you drew power from, I realized the reality of it. That's why I gave you the pet. I wanted to keep an eye on you. Wanted to make sure that you were safe. But because that snake came from me...
Hey, Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Metagame-wise, what are we retconning here? Because I've shown him the marks of Calyrax, and he had no fucking clue about that mark.
Right,
Are we retconning that?
No, he just played up that he didn't know about it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was just playing coy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's why I was like, there's like 2 to 3 things here that is a retcon, because the other thing is, if this is all he wanted, he would have asked for a finger and all that shit at the start either.
There's reasons. But so yeah, he says, when we first met, that is why I gave you the snake. The snake was from me. It had no connection with Calyrax. Your bond to it was through a gesture that I gave to you. I have no ties to Calyrax anymore. But the companions that you meet, that you have grown attached to, the ones that you have bonded to him, he has full control over. It is through him that they are able to live and resurrect, that you are able to summon them and send them back. We're going
Once
to...
again, not all of them.
Which one are you referring to? Just out of game?
Out of game?
Yeah.
Neoguri can pop in and out of it with Calyrax's power, but that bond was put in the backstory between me and him. And the second one, technically the second one was made.
Right. Albot is like one of the only ones.
Yeah.
But also keep in mind, Albot hasn't died yet.
He can't. He's a mechanical construct. That's why I have the Needle of Mending.
Right.
So if he does, quote unquote, die, the Needle of Mending fixes him, which isn't through my own magical powers. It's through the magic power that was given to me.
No, I agree with you on that. But yeah. So Nerith looks back at you and says, we're going to return now, Gerard. I cannot force you to hold this information to yourself, but I just need you to understand there are plans in motion already. Things that cannot be stopped. Things you may attempt to stop. But just know that what I do is for the best of us. If you don't see it now, you will see it in the future.
And as I told you, if it comes down to it, we will go ahead and take care of Calyrax. But as of right now, the end goal is getting rid of Varl. Whether that means teaming up with a god that wants endless amounts of power and will destroy the world, I'm willing to accept that right now, just to reach the ends of this time. And when the next issue arises, I will tackle that one as well.
See, he nods and says, right. Now, what I need you to do, and he holds out his hand, and you see that there is a small black pill in it. 2 of them, in fact. He says, I need you to eat this.
Why? So I can have one of the snake tattoos on me that'll kill me once one of your schemes gets brought up?
No, this is so that when we return out of this pocket dimension that Calyrex cannot see into, that he will not have the insight of what we have discussed here.
So be it. I will trust you this once. But if it is the latter, I can promise you that my friend that wanted to light you on fire will have full permission to do so this time.
I'll do it too.
All right. So you pop the pill. He does
Yep.
the same. All of a sudden, you kind of get this like flash in your head. There's like a warmth to your head as you are basically protected from, divination magic, essentially, for the next 24 hours before that information kind of recedes.
All right.
And at that, those of you that are on the outside, during this whole time, this was almost seconds, like about 30 seconds that you experienced. Groff, you started, digging into like the meat, the cheese, the bread, the wine, which the wine actually has a very familiar taste. As you almost immediately recognize this as Alaforge wine.
I'll recognize this vintage. We're always really bad at wine. Tastes like piss.
Skaith nods and says, I'm not a fan of it, but it is Nereth's favorite.
What, does he have COVID? Can't taste it?
He has RSV. Yeah.
That's unfortunate because we don't know what that is in this realm.
That's true. We don't know what COVID is either.
What's COVID?
I don't know. As you were saying this to him, all of a sudden you see the orb that is in his hand begin to glow blue. And for everyone else, you guys see popping out of this orb in kind of a Pokemon style, flash of energy. You see Gerard and Nereth both come out of there. And he looks around, sees that, only Groff is enjoying the food at the table, and looks at the rest of you and says, were you not enjoying the food?
Nah, they're all cowards.
Oh.
In their defense, you gotta think what all occurred between you and I.
Well, I understand. But I think after our discussion today, we might see each other on gentler sides of things. Now,
Erard will tell the group, he'll look at the group and say, we come to an agreement.
Yes. Now, would you like to have lunch? As he looks at Woo Smith and Irver.
Erard will look at the group as well, saying, we've came to an agreement, so there will be no harm between us currently. And if you guys want to stay and eat, we can, and then we'll go back to doing the other thing.
Do I get my money?
I would love some lunch.
I will eat some food, but stare at them menacingly while I do it.
Oh, that's right. Woo still wants his payment.
Yeah, I so love the thought of like Smith sitting there just like
in pure anger.
yeah, just like a whole thing of bread just like ripping into it, but like keeping this scowl.
Doing it like he's going to eat the flesh off his bones.
We all were the other day.
Yes, exactly. So Woo, he looks over at you and says, might I see that bounty that it was? How much was it exactly?
10,000
Right. Well,
alive.
yes, I see that. Well, it is, a glorious coincidence that I have decided to cancel the bounty.
I got no cancellation notice on this bounty.
Right, as I have in the past few moments decided to, as my quarrel is, as my necessity behind it is no longer viable.
Irar does step in for a brief moment and goes, technically he did bring me here alive, so the bounty's still good. However, we'll take 1,000 gold and split it among us.
I was gonna say I'd just be okay with taking half the bounty that was offered, and
I'm okay with that too.
Well, Scaff, can we make an arrangement with them? Scaff looks up, says, what is it that they... What? And he kind of looks over at him and says, well, we had set aside some extra funds that we could put towards the town. We could use some of that. Yeah, I'd rather not. He says, well, he did in fact bring us the one we were looking for. And there was clearly no means to mislead or pretend as if they were actually bringing him in of his own accord. Well, Skaith just kind of like shrugs its shoulders a bit and there says, don't worry, I will pay for it out of my own pocket. And so he goes over to this small cabinet that is off to the side, goes into a box. You can hear the sound of a few coin purses kind of jingling about. And he turns around and chucks a bag of coins at Wu.
wow, almost forgot my name there, huh?
Yeah. Between your characters.
Woo, you.
Who, you,
Yeah.
and who? Can't forget who.
Do you open it?
I do, yes.
Okay. You look inside. There is 200 gold in here.
Okay.
He says, again, the bounty was canceled anyway. I figured that the draw of coin might bring you back to us. As he kind of looks at Wu specifically.
He kind of looks at the sack of coin very disappointing, hoping that it would be more, since what the bounty was originally.
Well, as you may find out in time, there may be opportunities for us to work together. And there might be more gold in the future.
He kind of looks at you. Well,
okay.
No, I was as you finish, he's going to be like, well, do you have any other people you need wrangled up at the moment that have bounties on their head or any other bounties?
There is one, if you would like to track him down.
Which one would that be?
He was last seen around Dugan's Hole.
You said hole.
He said Dugan's Hole.
He he hands you a he hands you a piece of paper he has over on a counter. And I will put it in the chat. He hands it to you and says, the asking price on his head is 500 gold. And there we go. I put it in the chat. Hydrabus Hadaware, wanted dead or alive. Crime of attempting a rebellion. Crime of killing 2 guards.
Okay. He's also going to ask about the Alpha Pack Wolf tribe leader dude.
Okay.
If he had anything for him bounty wise. And if you don't remember what his name is.
I don't remember actually what his name is. Do you have it? Am I waiting on you?
It's in chat.
Oh, it's in chat. Oh, what the fuck. I'm looking on the wrong chat.
I'm like,
oh, yeah. Yeah. Thohan Rindrek. He looks at you and says, do you have a quarrel with them?
That's the one that I have his head already, and I'm just seeing who has the bounty to get paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Just seeing if you have a bounty out on him to, get paid.
The Wolf Pack does not normally travel this far south. They mostly keep to the north. If you're looking to trade in a bounty on that, I would speak with the officials over at Caer Dineval, or more Caer Koenig, I imagine. They might be able to help you over there.
Yeah, that's what I was told, but I figured I'd check with you, see if you had anything on him.
No. Why don't we have something to eat? And then you can all be on your way. I heard that you have a trip south that you need to make.
Yep.
I never told him that information.
You see that he sits down, starts drinking some wine and eating some cheese. Gets a bit of a shit-eating grin on his face as he looks up at you, Gerard, kind of like side-eye.
I'm gonna kill him in the future. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna use him to feed the animals. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen.
All right. Well, I think with that... Oh, yeah,
where
go ahead, Smith.
Hydrabus Hedrowur is? Whatever his name is?
Hydrabus Hadaware?
Yeah.
What about him?
Any idea where he's last seen or anything like that?
Sorry, Dugan's Hole.
Okay.
I will put up the map for you guys. So you guys are currently in Targos. Dugan's Hole is a few miles southeast.
Oh,
One of the places we'll end up going to anyway.
nice.
So yeah, I should put that back in there. Last seen in Dugan's Hole.
Very scary place.
Very scary. It's dark and smells
like shit. Ah.
But yeah, so with that, like I said, Nerith will, gesture for you all to sit and eat, and you can rest up here a bit. And that is where we will call it for tonight. And plan on next session, you guys heading south along, or heading back to Bryn Shander and picking up Spellix, and then heading south to go investigate where that egg was found.
Level up?
No level up.
Level up.
Bullshit.
Sorry.
Level up or we riot.
I'll put a bounty out on your head. We will go after it.
I was going to make a
take
joke, and then I promptly realized you're still streaming.
Yep. And to that, I will say to those of you watching, thank you so much for joining us. As always, appreciate it. And you folks have a wonderful night.
It was Bukake.
God damn it.